All right, so many of you know, of course, on the James Rice Show, we take a look at studying English and how to improve your English study and what to do when studying abroad and how to teach English as well. So we do a lot of English stuff. But what are the top 10 languages that are being used around the world? So if you're out there and you've been studying English, you know, it's quite easy to pick up another language. So why not try studying another language? Yeah, not a bad idea. In fact, I've considered myself maybe I should pick up another language, and I'm wondering what language that should be. So there is a study done by www.ethnologue.com. And ethnologue, log is spelled Logue, and it's actually up on my Instagram account. So if you follow my Instagram account at Connect with James, you can see some of these interesting stats that we've posted. But they have come up with the top 10 languages in 2019, and who is speaking, where they're speaking, and how many people are speaking that language. So let's take a look. What language should you be studying for the future, and maybe your children should be studying? And, you know, English is not number one. I think you guys can probably guess the number one language out there, where 1.3 billion people are speaking this language, and of course that's Chinese. All right, so learning some Chinese, if you have kids, may be a very, very profitable investment for your children. So Chinese, number one, 1.3 billion. Number two, Spanish, Espanol, 460 million. And, you know, I'm thinking about studying some Spanish. I'd love to learn some Spanish, because that also, you know, Spanish and Portuguese are kind of similar. So that's not a bad combination. Number three is English, 379 million people. Number four is Hindi, 341 million. So Hindi, of course, from India. Number five, Arabic, 319 million. Number six, Bengali, 228 million. Number seven, Portuguese, 221 million. Number eight, Russia, 154 million. That was a bit of a surprise. It's a lot of people in Russia at number 8. Number 9, Japanese, 128 million. And number 10, Landa, 119 million. What? Yeah, I had to look that one up myself. What is that? Well, it's a village or area. I shouldn't say village. It's not a village. It's an area in India that uses this language. So obviously, there's a few languages and a few different opportunities in India as well. India, a huge growing market for business as well as travel and tourism, and they're really developing, of course. So India and China are sort of those new economic powers. And when I was younger, of course, Japan and China were evolving, and you can see now, of course, 20, 30 years later, as when I started traveling abroad, those countries were just beginning to become economic powers, and they are now economic powers. And I became familiar when I was younger with Japanese and Chinese and Asian and Korean and the Asian cultures, because I saw that as a developing opportunity for me, and it certainly has been wonderful in my life. So if you're out there and you've got kids and you're wondering what to do, China, India, two developing economies, as well as Russia, interesting. So not a bad investment for your children. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Connect with James, and you'll get more interesting stats like that we throw up from time to time.
Don't forget to follow James on Instagram at Connect with James for fun photos and updates on future episodes.